It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We're now joined in the infield interview room by tonight's winner of the Pepsi 500, driver the number 48 Lowe's Jimmie Johnson Foundation Chevrolet. Jimmy, tell us about your run.
Just an awesome race car all night long. It was really good in the sun, and fortunately we tried a couple things from time to time to see where the track was going adjustment-wise, and certainly hurt our car, and really just put it back, and we found a direction with some tire pressure that worked, and really didn't touch much all night long, and the car was really fast and good. And I think the track came to us instead of us chasing a track, changing it. It really came to came our direction, and the car was just awesome all night long. And more than anything, I'm happy to close the deal. It's very, very rare to have a car that dominant. In most cases, you end up doing something stupid, and I'm guilty of that in the past. So it was nice to close the deal and lead all those laps and win the race.
We're also joined here by tonight's winning team owner, Rick Hendrick. Mr. Hendrick, your thoughts on tonight's race?
Kind of the same, Jimmy, just exactly what Jimmy said. Usually when you are that good, you wait for something to happen, and when you have a car that good, it's hard to capitalize every race, especially a 500-mile race here. But hopefully we can take this momentum into the chase.
We'll now open it up to questions from the media. Please state your name and affiliation. Questions?
Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise. Jimmy, does this victory tonight maybe portend for when you get into the chase? Could this be the start of something?
I hope so. Just not sure how it's going to shake out. You know, the weak spot for us has been the 1.5-mile, 2-mile tracks, and the chase is loaded full of those tracks. And you know, our results at the start of the season and early summer, there were some flashes of hope in there, but we weren't where we needed to be. And you know, just before Chicago, there were a couple races that we were competitive and running well. I think the first Michigan was really the first sign that we were working in the right directions. And we've been getting better each week, and this car is still so finicky. The second Michigan, we got a little more aggressive with the setup of the car, thinking that we could get away with it and have the car turn a little better for us. And we chased loose all day long, and just got in a bad position there. And then last couple races have been odd tracks for us and weird results and crashing and all that stuff. So I'm happy to be on a big track and to win on a big track, because the bulk of the chase is based on these downforce tracks, these big fast tracks, and I really feel we're doing the right things to have a fighting chance at the championship, and that's really all we can ask for.
We'll come back up here to the front row.
Hey, Presto, www.carsandcompetition.com. Jimmy, you said the track came to you, and where did it come to you? What part of the race, and how much confidence does this give you going into the chase?
Really, throughout the night as the sun set, you typically expect the track to tighten up for you. And the track, I started off a little tight the first couple runs, and the track seemed to free up and was coming our direction where we didn't have to adjust as much. And at the end of the race, I was loose off of both ends of the track, off of 2 and 4. So, you know, and I'm glad that we proved it out tonight, what went on, because last night in the nationwide race, we couldn't get the car tight enough, and we expected the track to tighten up all night long, and it never did, and we started the car way too loose and fought it. So tonight's race kind of helps my mindset for coming back here and how to set cars up going into the evening.
So last night's race helped you for tonight?
Looking back on it now, but last night I went to the bus frustrated and didn't really think that there was much to learn from it. Now it kind of seems like there was.
Okay, we'll go to Jim Utter here.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Jimmy, in a race like that was so dominant like tonight, do you learn more about your team from this performance tonight, or do you learn more in the races that come right after it as to how you feel the team is going ahead?
It's a good question. I think that you try to find lessons in either situation, and tonight, being up there with a lot to lose, I think had our guys in under a different form of pressure than what they've felt in a while. And to win this chase, you're gonna have to fight for wins every week, and every pit stop's gonna count because you're gonna have at least the 18 and the 99 that we have to deal with, and I would expect a few others to really have their stuff in order. So I think tonight, was a really good night for our guys to feel that pressure and to go through that, and even myself inside the car. I mean, it's been a while since I've been in a situation to blow it or to throw it away, and to really work on that mental toughness in those situations is important. We've been working on the other side of the line and finding speed and putting in the hours and dealing with those emotions not being where we want, but it's hard to maintain when you've got your stuff right, and I think that speaks to how impressive the 18 season's been, the 99s, and in a way what we've done over the last few years. It's tough to stay on top of this thing.
We're now joined in the interview room by tonight's winning crew chief, Chad Knaus. Chad, tell us a little about your view from on top of the box.
Everything's great now. Darby just gave me the thumbs up. So we made it through tech, so that's cool. Man, it was a great night. I just couldn't be happier for all the effort and the reward that everybody got at Hendrick Motorsports, because we've been working pretty hard. We've been testing a lot. We've been doing a lot of wind tunneling, 7-posting, and it's definitely paid off for us tonight. It was a lot. It was difficult, and like Jimmie said, I was sitting there thinking to myself, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat, with about 15 to go, if the caution came out, what was going to happen. And since we've been in a situation like that where we had a car that was that dominant and could have thrown it away, and we took 4 tires one time when a lot of guys took 2, so that was it was a good mental check for everybody, because the car was so good. We had to make sure that we kept it where it needed to be, and it was pretty awesome.
Paul Kaminsky, Motorsports Radio. Jimmie, of your 36 wins, have you ever had a car that was this dominant and was this good, and you had something for everybody tonight?
I think of one other time, and I blew the opportunity. Indy this year, we had a very, very good weekend. At the end, the 99 was putting a lot of pressure on us, so I think we dominated a large portion of the race, but not all the way through. I think this is the most dominant car and victory that we've had. The 600, I think it was my rookie season, right? Rookie season or sophomore season, we led 300.
We won that race.
Well, the one when I slid through the pits and lost it.
That was a rookie year.
That was a rookie year. I mean, we led 580 miles of that race, and I slid through the pits at the end and cost us the race. So, yeah, this is the most dominant one for sure.
All right, we've got Kenny, and then we'll go to Josh, and then we're going to go over to the press box, and we'll come back here. So, Kenny.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR scene for Chad and Jimmie both, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the final pit stops, you guys were kind of talking about whether or not to come in, and I think Chad told you if the others come in, then you come in. But if you're leading, how do you know what they're going to do? I mean, and how do you guys determine that?
Yeah, there was a couple from the end, I guess, and we just ran a few laps. I think actually it's a stop where we took 4 and a lot of the guys took 2. I didn't want to lose all the track position, and last minute trying to understand what was going on, and what really cued me up to it was looking in the mirror. You can usually tell who's going to pit behind you as they start to fight for position on the bottom. I could see a lot of guys not sure where they were going to be and swerving down to commit to pit road and then backing off of that commitment, and I just wanted to make sure I did the right thing, and we pitted, and fortunately everybody followed us down. And a lot of guys took 2 because we'd only gone a few laps, and we went with 4.